I've never been to the US Virgin Islands, but I hear it's pretty amazing. The place is known for its white sand beaches, crystal clear water, and upscale resorts. But for a brief moment in March 2021, headlines from this slice of paradise told a much darker tale. Now let me set the scene. It's March in Sarm Heslop, a 41-year-old British national, spending some time in St. John. She works on a yacht, and her mom says she spends most of her time swimming, snorkeling, sailing, or sunbathing. In other words, she's loving life. So when she meets up with her boyfriend, American yachtsman Ryan Bain, it seems like the perfect island romance. They met through a mutual friend around Christmas 2020 and hit it off right away. In fact, within weeks, they bought a 45-foot catamaran named Siren Song and settled into a luxurious routine. Friends say Sarm was excited. She was good at her job, worked hard, and now it seemed she was ready for a change of pace. Perhaps this was the fresh start she'd been looking for. Then everything changed. Now, on the night of March 7th, Sarm and Ryan dine out at a beachside restaurant called the H2O Bar and Grill. A patron captures their photo. At 8:15 p.m., surveillance cameras show them leaving the restaurant and heading toward the dock. They get on the dinghy and leave for Ryan's yacht moored offshore. This will be the last confirmed sighting of Sarm alive. And when we say that, we mean it. She literally vanishes. According to Ryan, when he wakes up around 2:30 a.m., Sarm is nowhere to be seen. As you might imagine, he's pretty scared at this point. So he does what any rational person would do. He looks around the yacht for a bit. When he can't find her, gets on the phone and calls the U.S. Coast Guard. He reported her missing at 3:30 a.m., and authorities arrived an hour later. Here's where things start to make less sense. Ryan allegedly asked officers not to search the vessel, which is odd considering he claimed Sarm was missing. And as the Washington Post pointed out, this request gave investigators pause. Asked did Ryan's reaction to the disappearance. Instead of frantically searching for his girlfriend, he took a long time to report her missing and then suggested she might have tried to swim ashore, despite the choppy seas and strong currents that night. Still, the Coast Guard spent 10 hours searching for Sarm, combing through 900 square miles of open ocean. But their efforts proved fruitless. Days turned into a week and still no sign of Sarm. Then, her family in the UK contacted the Foreign Office, and that est when the investigation really started to pick up steam. British MP Caroline Noakes wrote on Twitter, "Deeply concerned by the disappearance of Sarm Heslop. My thoughts are with her family. I urge the FCDOGOVUK to urgently raise this case with the U.S. authorities and ensure that everything is being done to find Sarm." As it turns out, Sarm's family knew something we didn't, and when they learned more details about the disappearance, they were even more worried. For starters, her phone, passport, purse, and cash were all left on the yacht. Now, assuming she fell off the boat, it's unlikely she would have kept these items on her person. But if someone robbed her and pushed her overboard, why leave all that stuff behind? Her mother spoke out saying, "We do believe she slipped off a boat, because she was such a strong swimmer and would have taken her passport and phone with her. It wasn't like her to go anywhere without her phone. Her purse and cash were left behind too. We don't think she went anywhere. But if she stayed on the boat, what happened to her?" Here's where the boyfriend's timeline gets murky. According to Ryan, he and Sarm had a fight that night, and she stormed off, possibly meaning to stay with a friend in Cruz Bay. But the problem with that theory is the CCTV footage. Remember, the cameras at H2O Grill show him and Sarm leaving the restaurant together? And there's nothing to suggest they broke up soon after. Plus, 2 guests on nearby boats claim to have seen Sarm that night, but both say she was alone. One witness spotted a dinghy approaching the shore. Just after 9 p.m., the Coast Guard believes this was Sarm trying to return to Ryan's boat. But if that's true, why wasn't she accompanied by her boyfriend? The most alarming fact is that the couple got into an argument on the evening of March 6th. A bartender overheard them arguing about a missing iPad. This was the last time anyone saw Sarm alive. Could Ryan have done something terrible, then covered it up? Well, he certainly hasn't helped himself by keeping mum. His silence has led many to speculate that he's guilty of foul play. Others suggest that he's protecting the real culprit. Whatever the case, we can't help but wonder why the police haven't pressed him for answers. Police spokesperson Toby Derima told the press, "We don't know what led to her disappearance. We don't know if it was foul play or accident at this time. Investigation is still ongoing." While it's smart to keep an open mind, The fact that nobody's been charged or questioned seems rather suspicious. One police officer involved in the case reportedly said, "It's the weirdest case I've ever worked on." Now, we can understand why. First, the boyfriend refuses to cooperate. Second, they're slow to investigate the boat. The vessel sits in a marina for days, while officers wait for approval to search it. By the time they do, valuable evidence is likely washed away by the sea. Finally, there's the issue of Ryan's past. Documents obtained by the Daily Beast reveal that he has a rap sheet. Most worryingly, he's been arrested twice on domestic violence charges, once in Virginia in 2006 and again in Florida in 2015. According to the Daily Beast, the Florida charge was dropped due to a lack of evidence. But the arrest report paints a grim picture. Ryan allegedly shoved a woman down a flight of stairs, and when she fell, he dragged her by her feet and tried to carry her to a bedroom. Safe to say that doesn't sound like the kind of guy you'd want to spend a night with. Should also note that the Virginia charge ended in a conviction, but not before Ryan convinced the victim to drop the charges. Again, troubling stuff. But since none of this happened recently, surely it's irrelevant, right? Wrong. These reports prove that Ryan is capable of violence against women. Considering his history, the police should have grilled him during the investigation. So here's what we know. Sarm disappeared from her boyfriend's boat. Her passport and phone were left behind. She was last seen with him. And he has a history of domestic violence. And yet he's never been charged. Surely the authorities see a red flag or two here. What makes this whole situation even weirder is that Sarah's loved ones are uneven sure she's dead. Her family tells the press, "We live in constant pain. All we want to do is bring our daughter home. We will never give up hope." Similarly, her friends plead for answers on social media. One wrote, "Sarm didn't just disappear. Someone knows something." And they're right. Somebody knows what happened to Sarm. But until that person comes forward, we'll never know exactly what went down on Ryan's boat that night. Did Sarm jump overboard by accident and drown? Did she try to escape Ryan and wind up in the ocean? Or did he harm her and then stage a cover-up? Sadly, we may never get those answers. But here's what we do know. Sarm was a beloved daughter, sister, and friend whose life was cut short. Whether she's resting in the sea or watching over us from heaven, we hope she finds peace. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share. Subscribe to our channel to learn about more fascinating mysteries. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.